here's the graph of f of x. Maybe you know the equation of f of x. Can you see that it is a square root graph moved 2 to the left? So you could write an equation for this. It would be the square root of x plus 2 all inside the function. We want to sketch the graph of y equals 4 f of negative 0.5x. This 4 is outside the function. This negative 0.5 is inside the function. So the outside function is going to be vertical. We have to decide if it's a stretch or a compression. It's a stretch. We would multiply our y values by 4. Inside the negative is horizontal reflection, and the 0.5 is going to be a horizontal stretch. You're going to multiply your x values by negative 2. Again, that 0.5 you can think of as a fraction as a half. If we're thinking of key points on our square root graph, those are our 3 key points. We're starting off with negative 2, 0, negative 1, 1, and 2, 2. And now we're going to be multiplying our x values by negative 2 and our y values by 4. So above the arrow, just write down what you need to do. I sometimes find if you're doing both of them, I sometimes like to start with my x coordinates first. Negative 2, this will be 4. Negative 2, this will be positive 2. Negative 2, negative 4. And do all of my x coordinates first. Then my y values get multiplied by 4, so this will be 0, positive 4, positive 8. And I go and label those points, so 4 zeros right there, 2, 4 would be right there, negative 4, oh, this is a little bit off the graph, but we can imagine, negative 4, 8 would be way up there. And now we have a question to ask, because I know these points are going to be connected, but I need an arrowhead only on one end. And we have to decide which end that's going to be on. So a couple of ways that we can do this, but what I would like you to think about is this is your starting point there for your beginning graph. There's no arrowhead on that end. That's this point right here. Where did that point go? That point went to this point right there. So that will be the starting point for our blue graph, and knowing that tells me that it continues this way, and that's where I need to make sure I put my arrowhead. Once we've graphed it, look through your letters. Does it make sense? Does it look like it's been stretched vertically? Yes, I think so. Does it look like there's a horizontal reflection? Yeah, my arrow's going in the right direction. That's another way that we can tell which way the arrowheads should go on this graph. And then horizontal stretch. It's hard to tell the stretches exactly how they happen, but it's definitely changed from the original. So we've had some stretches here. So we can go through those letters afterwards as sort of a mental check to see if it's matching up with what we like. Again, they really want us to practice domain and range at the beginning here. This time I'll do interval notation. So my domain for a red one, the smallest value is -2, and it goes up forever, so you could write it as -2 to infinity. And the range, the smallest y value is 0, goes up forever, 0 to infinity on the blue graph. Now I have no smallest value, so you would start with negative infinity, but I do have a biggest value of 4. And still 0 is the smallest, up forever to infinity. Questions for practice here? 7, 9, and 10.